Hi, this is session one of our group and the concepts that we're going to learn. So today we're going to talk about play and how important that is to our children. So first we need to talk about where these concepts are coming from. The concepts that I'm using are coming from a program, a curriculum called The Incredible Years. It is a program that has been developed by a play therapist. Her name is Dr. Carolyn Webster Stratton, and this is her book. She is based out of Seattle, Washington, and I have been using Incredible Years principles pretty much since I started my job. So it's been about 2.5 years now, and I've watched these principles change my life, the lives of my family, the lives of my friends, so I know that they can be effective and successful, and that's why I wanted to share them with all of you. Anyway, so to get started today, we are going to talk about play, and we are also, before we get there, we're going to talk about kind of how this builds, because we're going to talk about play being the foundation for everything. So you want to think of a pyramid, tiny on top, big on the bottom. So at the bottom, you want to think of play. Play is the foundation for everything. That's how a child learns. It's how a child explores. Above play, you want to think of praise. And then after praise come the rules and the limits. Then after that comes ignoring. And then finally at the very top of the pyramid, that tippity point, is consequences, which we should use sparingly. And you're probably all screaming at the computer right now. Anywho, so our main idea today is going to be the idea of child-led play. And this might be a very new concept. It was for me when I first learned it, so I'm hoping that I'm not going to scare you. Anyway, child-led play is essentially letting the child direct play. You don't provide structure necessarily. You just let the child be in charge. For kids that have issues with control and defiance, this is wonderful because it's something that they have a small portion of control over. So for child-led play, you're not going to structure it. You want to pick an unstructured toy. So you want to pick something like blocks, coloring supplies, puzzles, Play-Doh, anything like that, anything that's not real confined. You can use more confined things like games, or reading a book, or sticking to like cooking a recipe or something like that. But in general, for child-led play, you don't want it to be structured. You want something that's not structured. Something else to keep in mind is that you want to do the child-led play at the child's pace. If your child is slow and steady, you want to make sure that you match that and that you play slow and steady. If your child is very fast-paced and energetic, you want to match that and you want to be fast-paced and energetic. So that is another important piece. And the last thing you want to make sure that you do for child-led play is you want to set your child up for success. So you want to pick a time where you can provide your undivided attention to your child. It doesn't have to be a long period of time. It can be as small as a 5-minute increment. Like I said, you want to provide the right kind of toys, these unstructured toys that are going to help the child be successful. You also want to be free of distractions because it is going to be your undivided attention time. Cell phone might need to be put away or turned on to silent. Facebook might need to be minimized or logged off completely. Just eliminating all those distractions that are just a normal part of our everyday world. At this point, if you are watching this video, I want to make sure that after you watch this video, you watch a video of the difference between child-led play and structured play. And in the video, you will see me and my nephews, and we are trying to play Jenga. And the first time, I am sticking to the rules, and we are going to play Jenga. And then the second time, I let them lead it a little bit more. And Interestingly enough, I asked my nephews after the fact, which way did you like better? And they both said, well, we liked it the second way when you let us do kind of what we wanted. And so um, it is empowering for the child. The child feels like he or she is important. So just something to try and to keep in mind. Another important idea when we are engaging in child led play with our children is that we want to be coaching them through this. So we want to be encouraging, but there's three specific types of coaching that we can do. There's academic coaching, so we can be coaching on academic skills like numbers and colors and shapes and ABCs that you can just comment on. So if Susie is playing with the red, green, and blue blocks, you might say, oh, Susie, you put the red block on top of the green block, or you put the blue block on top of the green block. Something like that. The other thing that we can coach children on are their emotions. So if you and your child are playing with the Play-Doh and it's crumbling and it's not sticking together the right way, and you see that your child is getting frustrated, you can say, oh boy, I can tell you're feeling mad because you're making a fist, or I can tell you're mad because you're stomping your feet, or boy, you must be sad, look at the tears in your eyes, or oh my goodness, look at that happy smile. So you can coach with emotions. And then the final way you can coach your children is through social coaching. And this is very, very important, especially for our school-age children as they prepare to enter kindergarten, because contrary to popular belief, kindergarten is all about the social skills. It's not really about the academics. So if your kid can't tie his shoes, or she can't count to 100, or however, whatever ridiculous number they want, don't worry. So with the social coaching, you want to make sure that you're addressing things like problem solving. So if you and your child are engaging in an activity where your child wants to do something, but maybe you don't have the supply, or maybe it just doesn't, the toy doesn't work that way, you can say, well, what could we do to fix this problem? And you can talk about those. It might be something like making another choice, taking a turn, sharing, asking for help, things like that. And then also we can teach our children to be assertive through social coaching. I see a lot of children who are kind of teased at an early age, and they don't know how to stand up for themselves. So we can even teach assertiveness at a young age. There is a wonderful book. It's called Schubert's Big Voice, and it talks about this with a little lightning bug named Schubert. And he is going to school for the first day, meeting his brand new teacher, and he brings her a big, shiny, red, juicy apple. And he's very excited to give it to her. And when he walks into his classroom, another child takes the apple away from him. And he kind of just lets the child, he doesn't confront the child. And his teacher actually guides him through how to say, please don't take my apple. I don't like that. That hurts my feelings. And so we're not teaching children to be snotty. We're just teaching them that it's okay to say how you feel and ask what you would like somebody to do in the future. Another way we can coach our children socially is learning how to ask to engage in play. So, if you and your friend are playing on the playground and you see someone sitting on the bench all by herself, what would you do? And you could talk about how you could go over and ask a little girl, hey, do you want to play too? That kind of thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So the main ideas for today were just child-led play, and then academic, emotional, and social coaching. So my challenge for you guys today and for the next few days will be to practice this foundation of play. Since play is so important and it is how children learn and it's how they see their world, commit to playing with your child, even if it's for 5 minutes a day. Maybe it's 5 minutes with all 4 of your kids if that's how many you have. But that's a step in the right direction. That's what these children need. It's going to immensely enhance your relationship. So give that a whirl. And then if you could do me a favor, after you have the chance to practice this play technique, this child-led play, and then doing some of the coaching. Could you please comment on this lesson and talk about what you played with, how long you played, and your child's reactions? Sometimes kids get a little freaked out the first time you're doing it, and if you watch the videos of my nephews and myself, you'll see the same thing. My nephews kind of look at me like, Aunt Becca, why are you saying that to me? I know that that's a red block and I know that's a yellow block. I'm 8 years old. Why do you say that to me? But at the same time, if you listen closely, they start to copy me and they're excited. They're eager to participate. They told me afterwards they forgot that they were being videotaped. They just wanted to engage and play because they were having fun. So that's my challenge for you guys. If you could do that for me, that would be fantastic. I am excited to hear about the wonderful play opportunities that you have with your children because I know almost all of your wonderful babies, and I'm sure that you're going to have some fantastic and very cute stories to share. So please do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.